Greetings from Washington, D.C. You and your host are most gracious to ask me to add these few words of welcome as you meet in the wonderful nation of Spain with its ancient traditions of pride and achievement and its present-day unyielding commitment to the idea and the reality of freedom under law. His Majesty the King of Spain honors and enhances this opening session and your Congress by his gracious friendship and support of your association and of all that it seeks to accomplish. Since your last meeting, it has been my honor and pleasure to converse as a friend and fellow professional with Javier Cremades, who presides over this Congress. Thank you again, Javier, for your many courtesies and your valued advice and suggestions. At first, it may seem ironic that your hosts have asked me to welcome you from thousands of miles away. And yet, in another sense, this is symbolic of your mission and our mission and purpose to reach out to all nations as we seek to inspire a renewed commitment to the judiciary, to the bar, and to the legal academy, a renewed commitment in them to respect the law and the human dignity that the law must protect. At the time of the framing of the American Constitution, James Madison had a list of books that Congress should acquire as part of creating what we now call the Library of Congress. Among those books was the book Law of Nature and Nations by Hugo Grotius, who wrote in the Netherlands in the late 16th century. Grotius, in turn, drew upon the scholarship of Francisco de Vitoria, who taught and wrote in Spain in the early 16th century. De Vitoria's defense of the human rights of native peoples in what is now South America influenced Grotius and many other scholars throughout the centuries. For those of you who enjoy teaching or maintain a close interest in the legal academy, it's interesting that Francisco de Vitoria was a dynamic and witty professor who enjoyed taking questions from his students during the classroom lectures. These references to ancient times are simply one example of how the rule of law must be a collective endeavor drawing upon the wisdom and learning of all who seek to understand how best we can govern. That endeavor is one that the World Jurist Association advances through meetings like this Congress, like your Congress, which begins today. All of us hope that as you meet here and as we converse over the great distances, we will become even closer as friends, and that we will renew our commitment always to advance the rule of law in the nations of the world. It is then a pleasure to add these words of greeting to the welcome already given to you by your splendid hosts. Best wishes for an inspiring and productive session here in Madrid. Thank you.